as AUKUS set us on a collision course with what will soon be the world's greatest power. And could Taiwan be the fuse? Well, earlier I spoke to Victor Gao, who's Vice President of the Center for China and Globalisation, and I began by asking him whether China should be at all surprised by this new strategic alliance, given their own build-up of military strength.
Of course, China is very much angered by such a decision to form a pact of three. It seems as if the Five Eyes have become Three Eyes, losing out New Zealand at least, and possibly Canada. But what is the purpose of forming this AUKUS alliance? It is preparing for war, not encouraging peace. So it is against the megatrend in the world of today, which calls for peace, stability, and development.
Although Washington, London, and Canberra would say that what they're doing is responding to China's military build-up in the region, that you're the ones preparing for war, and they're just preparing for their defense.
This is absolutely absurd. If you look at China versus the United States is the strongest military in the world. It has more than 200 military bases in foreign countries in all corners of the world. China only has a very small presence in Djibouti. Other than that, China does not have a single soldier setting foot on any foreign soil at all. Chinese military is purely for national defense.
President Xi Jinping has repeatedly said that the unification of Taiwan with mainland China should not be kicked into the long grass, should not be left for future generations. Do you foresee a scenario whereby China has to resort to military means in order to embrace Taiwan, as it were?
Why not? The unification of the two sides of the Taiwan Strait is purely an internal affair of the Chinese people, including the 1.4 billion people on China's mainland and the 23 million people in Taiwan. Nothing in the world can stand in the way of unification of China. Unification of China is a must, and it has to be achieved without too much delay, preferably by peaceful means. And if peaceful means cannot be achieved, any means will be possible.
If America steps in, should there be a Chinese invasion of Taiwan, to defend Taiwan militarily, this will be one of the most dangerous moments in world history, won't it?
Wake up. Wake up. There will be no American leaders who want to shed blood of the American soldiers for the reunification of China.
How can you be so sure?
It is in the I'm convinced it is not in the fundamental interest of the American people if the government wants to send their brothers and sons and daughters to die in the war of reunification of China involving the two sides of the Taiwan Strait.
That could be a terrible miscalculation, couldn't it? It could be a terrible miscalculation. If you invade Taiwan, the Americans decide to defend Taiwan, we're on the brink of a major global confrontation.
With due respect, allow me to strongly disagree with you. It's not an invasion. It's a reunification. And if you keep saying it's an invasion, you really are indulging in the very, very wrong description of a very important historical fact. It's not an invasion. It's a unification of the motherland.
Victor Gao, do you think that China would be prepared to risk a global confrontation? I mean, let's call it what it might be, World War III, in order to recapture Taiwan?
We care about the reunification. That's the destiny for the Chinese nation. No country in the world can stand in the way. And don't expect the American government will share the blood of the American soldiers for the reunification of China, because otherwise you are indulging in fantasy. Look at the way how the American soldiers ran away from Afghanistan after 20 years of war in Afghanistan. Do you really think Washington will send their sons and daughters to shed blood in Taiwan for the unification of China? China has been a unified country for up to about 5,000 years. This is our tradition. This is our proud history, and no one can deny China its unification.
Victor Gao, thank you very much.
Thank you very much for having me.